Well, hello everyone. This is Crystal with Crystal in Astrology coming to you from Southern California. Just want to thank you for joining me in my second episode of the woman, our century, or I should say it differently. The 21st century woman. There you go. That's how I want to say it. Who is she? We're trying to find out who is this woman. Now, I'm coming to you guys today talking about a woman because I've gone through the different changes in my life and just now entering 52 and right at the beginning of my Chiron return, I'm in this radical stage in my life where it's like, oh my gosh, like I might be able to actually say I'm a woman. When you're a young girl and you're a teenager, and they say, oh, someday you're going to be a woman. When you go through puberty, you become a woman. Well, don't we know it, that is far from that's just the beginning of becoming a woman, but that's just the outer changes. The inner changes take years and years and years, like a fine wine, right? So yeah, I just wanted to talk about some things. It's, and again, just kind of make this a little bit off the cuff. I was talking to my daughter. My daughter's 23 years old. And, really, it's such a beautiful opportunity right now because I also have my mother in my life. I have a Virgo mother. I'm a Virgo. And my Mars and Virgo daughter. She's actually a Taurus daughter, but we're all earth signs. And I have this amazing opportunity right now to actually experience this mother-daughter dynamic. Now, I'm in the Neptune and Scorpio, Uranus, Pluto, and Virgo generation. That's basically mostly through the 1960s. I was born in 68. So those women of you guys out there born in the 60s, there's a lot of different names, but some of them call us like the sandwich generation because a lot of us are taking care of grandchildren, our children's children, and our parents, and being stay home for everybody. And that is kind of this woman that I'm talking about. This woman of the 21st century is a caretaker. She's a caretaker because, again, she comes from this Virgo energy that is the Mother Earth. So this woman coming up into our future, that's rising now as we speak, the one that is your mentor if you're a young woman, 20s and 30s. If you're lucky enough to have a woman in your life, a mentor in her 50s or 60s, oh my gosh, you are going to be so fortunate because that is the golden years right now that we're looking at of kind of like cultivating, like when we're looking up, towards a full moon and it's getting fuller and fuller until that night, it's just peaking. And it's ripe. It's ripe. And that's this woman I'm talking about. She's peaking right now. As we move into the next 3 years, we're going to move into a shift as Saturn and Jupiter go into Aquarius. And Saturn will be a 2.5-year transit. Jupiter will be a 1-year transit. So Aquarius is all about tribes and women. And so talking to my daughter, I should say this morning, showing her that we're in a tribe. We're a tribe right now of women. And it's a blood tribe because I have my mother and I have my daughter and I have one of my sisters and I have other women around me. I have my daughter-in-law. And so we are all coming together right now to take care of and to support our matriarch, which is my mother. She's kind of had some different health problems off and on. And so we've had the golden and beautiful and privileged opportunity to get to help her and caretake for her and surround her with protection as the matriarch. Imagine, even in a herd, of elephants, so to speak, a herd of elephants, think about the oldest matriarch. And if that matriarch lays down or gets sick, all the other elephants surround it and do not leave it slide. And even if it passes away, when that matriarch passes away, they stay around it and mourn and grieve and remember until that process is done. They do not rush this process. We come from a world today that is rushing these processes. And we don't know anything about them because there's a gap between people The generation of those born in the 1950s is a little more challenging because they actually have mothers and have come out of the generation of mothers that came out of kind of this generation of the Depression, right? My grandmother went through the Depression. So my grandmother was very tight with money, tight with time, tight with people, tight with everything. You know, you don't tell anybody about your life. And so those who were born in the 50s were kind of breaking out. This was the Pluto and Leo generation, and they didn't want to be, you know, putting their clothes up on the hangers out in the backyard anymore with all the other neighbors. They want to be at the dry cleaners and take care of their stuff and have the best. And it was a whole new generation coming, right? So this generation, those born in the 50s, this woman's a little different because she's kind of already raised her kids. And she's got grandkids, but they're all in college now. And she's at the age where if she's lucky, she does have her mother, but there may even be a separation there because the Pluto and Leo women were such lionesses that they roar. Okay, those born in the 50s, they roar. And so a lot of times it's that lioness that takes over. Okay, but as we move into the Pluto-Uranus in Virgo generation, now we're seeing this Mother Earth who's collecting all the herbs and all the fruits from the summer and gathering food and putting them in jars. Don't Virgos love jars? Putting them in little jars and storing them for the winter so we have food to feed everybody. So it's definitely more of a humanitarian energy, an energy that's a nurturing energy. These are the women that are going to be stepping into our government. In fact, our new judge, Amy, and I so apologize, her last name has just left my mind, and I wasn't even going to talk about her. So anyway, I will put her name below, but she just got brought into the Supreme Court as a justice, and she's, I believe, 1970. So a lot of these women, Carmela, who just came, she's 1967 or so. These women are the 1960s, early 70s. This isn't about a political point. This is about a generational point, that you're going to see these women from the Pluto and Virgo generation starting to rise in our world, okay? And I'm one of those women. So I've been kind of sitting on the sidelines, just kind of lazy, really, honestly, and wondering, where should I put my time? And does anybody care? I know I say that a lot. And it's not that you do stuff just because people care. It's just you want to have a reason that you feel it's worth the time and the energy, and that somebody's getting something out of it, and that it feels good to do it. I heard somebody say something. What was it today? I was listening to something. Oh, just talking about people using, like, for example, you know, if it makes me feel good to teach, or it makes me feel good to help other people, that might keep me out of depression. Or keep me out of feeling down or bad about myself by doing the things I love to do. But doing the things I love to do aren't going to be my end-all answer to keep me mentally healthy. They're just a part of a solution, like a prescription. You know, what things can we do? But at the end of the day, we have to do things that nurture our souls, because when our souls are nurtured, then we can give out to other people, and we want to give out to other people. And it's just part of the process. That's what I'm talking about. As women, we are created to nurture and give. And I hear so many people really taking on this narcissistic approach of, you know, I don't have to look out for anybody else. It's me and mine. And you know, with all this pandemic stuff, everybody's kind of me and mining, you know, all our stuff. And I feel that way too, protective of my family and my life. But at the same time, do we lose the beautiful spirit of our earth that nurtures and gives and shares and teaches and allows ourselves to be examples? Even as an older woman, allowing yourself to take the time to be an example for another woman. I was talking to my daughter today, or this week, just a lot of heavy stuff going on in life and having some deeper conversations. And I was talking to my daughter today, and I said, you know, I would love to sugarcoat all this. And there's times when I'm sharing with her and I think, am I saying it the perfect way? Am I saying it the right way? You know, am I saying too much? Am I, you know, as a mother, you just want to be so careful, at least I do, of what I give to my kids. I don't want to hear, you know, 10 years later, 20 years later, that day you told me that, you ruined my life forever, you know, stuff like that. It sounds so silly, but people hold on to things. And so I'm at least conscious of what I say. And I've been sharing a lot of honest things with her and about life. And I had to tell her, I said, you know what? I have to be honest so I can prepare you for things in life, honest about things in life, just relationships and traumas and being hurt. And it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to have your feelings hurt and to say your feelings are hurt. So, because when we are honest, like, that hurt my feelings, or that really hurt me that you said that, or that's not okay with me that you talk to me that way. Like, we as women, this new woman is standing up for herself. And she is standing up for herself, but more than ever, she's standing up within. And people aren't able to topple over her because she has a quiet confidence and a self-confidence that's so powerful. Okay, and so this new woman that we're talking about here in our second episode, she's a woman who speaks the truth. She's the woman who deals in the truth, the psychological truth. And yes, we need to be discerning as women. We need to be intuitive. We need to not, you know, just wear our rose-colored glasses and be naive about relationships. I tend to believe in people first and then let them kind of show me who they are later, kind of thing, or such. But instead of playing all those games, let's just be honest right out the gate. Who are we? What are we? What do we want? You know, it's part of our generation. You know, right now in my life, I'm seeing things differently than I did 10 years ago. What I'm going through in my life right now, I would never probably have approached it the same way I did 10 years ago or 15 years ago or 5 years ago. You're always changing and evolving. And as women, if we don't give ourselves permission to forgive ourselves and forgive each other and realize that we're all in this journey, we all make insecure decisions. Like, a lot of my big decisions that I've really did some soul searching about, and things, you know, directions I went, were out of insecurity. We're out of fear. We're out of, you know, feeling not at my best, vulnerable. And that's when we are open to huge, life-changing, radical decisions. And sometimes we look back and we think, you know what, that's my integrity and who I am as a person. Maybe I never would have done that in my normal right mind, but under anxiety, under stress, under vulnerability, under even just feeling abused and beat up emotionally and mentally, and all of these things. When we get ourselves beat way down, we can look like we have it all together on the outside, but deep inside. And sometimes it takes somebody to come down and reach way down deep in there and grab your hand and pull you out. And if you find somebody like that in your life that'll reach down when you're far down in that hole, and even as your friend, this doesn't have to be a romantic relationship or a daughter or a mother, or just if there's anybody that'll take the time to find out who you are and to reach down and pull you out of that hole, then you are blessed. And that is a amazing moment as a woman, to allow someone to reach down and pull you out, to be vulnerable. But remember, the whole point of being pulled out is so you can be pulled out and up, so you can get up and over and stand on your own 2 feet again. Okay, so anyway, this is our episode 2. Again, lots of thoughts I'm floating around, but I wanted to just get the conversation, continue it, see how you guys feel about it, and stay tuned because we'll have more to talk about. And again, as I hear your comments and stuff, that will really help the future videos. So I hope to hear from you guys, and have a great day.